Kennedy and your mask being safe.
Happy.
He's got a sign over there. I saw that. Show us your swag. Show us your sign. Waiting for everybody else to join us. All right, we have more and more fans joining us. We're just going to give it a few more. They are rolling in.
My computer's lagging. It lags all the time. Why am I so busy?
Someone having some lag issues.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Throw some hearts up if you can hear me.
Huh?
Yes. Oh, I love it.
I mean, yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Not you.
My goodness.
Not you.
All right.
Magda had no mourners, no funerals sign, so I just got to shout them out.
You saw that, right? There we go, Magda.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to our show. Thank you so much for being here. I would love to introduce our lovely team that are here. We have Lee Bardugo. We have Eric Heiserer. We have Jessie May Lee. We have Archie Renault. And we have Sir Ben Barnes. Thank you all for joining us. We are going to keep you on mute because it can get a little loud. We will take you off right before we end just to say your goodbyes. If you have any swag, please show us. If you got any love, please show us. We've also, I've got some questions in here that I'd love to start asking y'all. I'm pulling from what I see. Okay, my first question here for all of y'all is from Olivia, and it is, what character would you want to be your best friend and why?
For me, Jenya, because I love Jenya. And I love Daisy, and she's just wonderful. So yeah, Jenya.
Do you know what? I've got to go Alina. Alina and Mal's relationship, that friendship that they've had is just the purest thing, and that's a good thing to have in life. So that's what I'd go for.
The Darkling doesn't have any friends.
He has
all your friends are here, Ben.
I've got 801 friends here. So.
All right. The next question is for Lee and Eric. And okay, here we go. What was your first impression of the costumes and keftas? And this is from Allison.
So I got to meet Wendy fairly early, and she showed me this textile. She actually went and read all of the books, and she based the textile that all of the kefta are made from on this, from the language of thorns, the thornwood, that is such a big mythical part in the series. But the craziest thing was when I went to her costume workshop, like, I don't know what I was picturing, but it was so huge. I actually have a video. I will post it. It's just row after row after row of kefta. And there's winter kefta and summer kefta and dress kefta. And it was so incredible. And there were 30 costume makers working here overnight. And it was just incredibly magical to see them. I couldn't believe what they managed to achieve. It was so extraordinary.
The costume department was like my favorite place. And I could show up there at all hours and somebody was working on something. That's when I ran into Wendy, who was working on Kaz's gloves and doing some sort of pattern on the back of the fingers. And I asked her what she was up to, and she says, well, this is called crow feather.
Oh, yeah.
I was just instantly in love with her. And she's like, you want to come by this weekend? And I made the tragic error of coming by that weekend and spent 30 hours painting mud on uniforms. But,
you didn't.
But that's how it goes. I mean, we didn't have that much of a budget, but we had a lot of passion.
Oh, that's
that's the kind of boss we've got. That's the kind of boss we've got who paints mud on boots.
We owe you a thank you.
I muddied you up.
I love that. Okay, our next question is from Tahal. And the question is, when preparing for your role, how did you balance between what is already said about your character in the books to then the character from the actual show? Preparing for your role, the balance between basically the character in the book to the character in the show.
The interesting thing about my character is one of the only characters who doesn't sort of have a sort of first person narrative anywhere in the book. So you sort of just see what is said about him. So how he's making people feel, how people are reacting to him. And I think in the show, obviously, you want to get a little bit of what's going on inside his head as well, whilst maintaining the mystery. So lots of lovely opportunities to do that, especially when I'm doing the scenes with Archie and Jess. You know, with Jess particularly, finding all the like warmth and that sort of tiny seed kernel of hope that's still alive in him. And kind of, you know, navigating with Archie as well. He doesn't really interact with as much in the books in the same way. So seeing their dynamic to me was a really interesting one. Really enjoyed all that.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, sorry,
Oh,
Archie.
go on.
No, you go.
Oh, you go. Oh. Oh.
I'll go then.
Can we get rid of this? Yeah, I mean, again, similar to Ben, the sort of driving heart and stuff is there. It was just putting that emotion into it and putting that onto the screen. And you know, it is a little bit of a different character from the books, but still, but not too dissimilar, because he is still a young boy that is going through a hell of a lot, and that's going to take its toll. And any kind of emotions that he is feeling, I think, is kind of valid, or at least he's allowed a bit of that, because he's still learning about himself so much. He's still so young when he's thrown into this situation, which is quite ridiculous.
You do get beat up more than in the book.
Yeah.
Or at least you get beat up, stabbed, shot, you know, regularly punished more than you are in the books.
You also get to see what he's up to.
Yeah.
You know, in the
Yeah.
books we don't get to see what he's up to, so I guess you get to fill in the
Yeah,
blank.
and his friendships outside of Alina, we get to see Mikhail and Dubrov and how much they mean to Mal, and that little friendship
I love
group.
Mikhail and Dubrov in the
Oh,
show.
Yeah.
Like, if
so
you told me I was
good.
gonna be a Mikhail and Dubrov stan, would not have
Yeah.
believed.
Shout out to Andy and Angus.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
All right. With all of that being said, fans, I want you to know that we do have a special video for you coming up, as well as maybe a few more surprise guests joining us. But we do have to say goodbye to this group of people. Before we do that, Farah, I see you sad there. Don't be sad. We've got some more surprises for you. I would love us to take a group photo, and I would honestly love Eric and Lee to lead this for us. You know, we've gone through others. It could be very simple. I want you to both do something very random right now, and we'll take that and we'll mash it into one and do a group photo.
Oh wow, look at this cake.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
yes, let's
It's
throw
a
that up.
heart, and we're
What are we
looking.
doing?
All right, that's my
Oh.
purple fault. I was like, let's look into the distance. I like this.
All right, we're going hearts, y'all. All right, I'm gonna count down to 3. Fans, remember to stay here after our talent leave. All right, hearts up. In 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. We will take you off
That's
mute
enough,
real
everyone.
quick, and it will go crazy in here for a second, and then talent, we'll see you later.
Oh,
Go!
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Love you. I was already
All right. We are going to throw up a very cool video for y'all in just 1 second.
Let's get this. Wait,
right, exclaimed Mal.
What happens if Agricia?
What happens to us?
The woman in red looked down at them. If by some small chance one of you is Grisha,
Then that lucky child will go to a special school where Grisha learns to use their talents.
You will have the finest clothes.
Finest food.
whatever your heart desires.
Said the man in purple. Would you like that?
It is the greatest way that you may serve your kin, said Anarchy, still hovering by the door.
That is very true,
said the woman in red, pleased and willing to make peace.
The boy and the girl glanced at each other and...
because the adults were not paying close attention.
They did not see the girl reach out and clasp the boy's hand or the look that passed between them.
The Duke would have recognized that look.
The Duke?
He had spent long years on the ravaged northern borders, where the villages were constantly under siege.
The peasants fought their battles with little aid from the king.
Or anyone else.
He had seen a woman,
barefoot and unflinching in her doorway,
face down a row of bayonets.
He knew the look of a man defending his home with nothing but a rock in his hand.